Wife's Instagram side piece was just the beginning. Hey everyone, got another wild story that just hit my inbox because this one's a roller coaster that'll make you think twice about those work social media accounts. I'm Vinny 34 and this is how my perfect marriage turned into a complete dumpster fire. Back in 2016, I was at this food truck festival in Austin when I met Belinda. She was this gorgeous brunette trying to juggle 3 different tacos and failing miserably. I helped her save her tacos. We got to talking, and man, it was like something out of a movie. Our first date was actually pretty funny. I took her to this fancy Italian restaurant, trying to impress her, and the waiter spilled an entire plate of spaghetti down my back. Instead of being embarrassed, Belinda laughed so hard she snorted wine through her nose. That's when I knew she was different. Belinda was nothing like other girls I dated. She was ambitious, funny, and could talk about anything from true crime podcasts to construction, which was perfect since I own a construction company. We dated for a year, doing all the cute couple stuff, weekend trips to the hill country, cooking classes where we both sucked equally, and those late night talks about our future. I proposed at that same food truck festival a year later. Got down on one knee right by the taco truck where we met, covered in hot sauce and everything. She said yes before I could even finish asking. Man, looking back now, it's crazy how perfect everything seemed. The first 5 years were amazing. She killed it as a real estate agent. I grew my construction business from 3 employees to 25, and we bought this beautiful house in a gated community. We had our routines, Sunday brunches, game nights with friends, planning for kids. Even our friends called us couple goals. Man, I really thought I had it all figured out. Then Instagram happened. Look, I'm not one of those controlling husbands. When Belinda said she needed Instagram for her real estate business, I supported it, helped her set up her profile, even bought her one of those ring lights for better photos. Great idea, babe. Show those houses. Boy, was I naive. It started small. She'd be on her phone during dinner, then during movies, then in bed. If I tried to peek at her screen, she'd angle it away real quick. Red flag number 1, right? But I trusted her completely. Hell, I even defended her to my buddy Danny, who said she was posting thirst traps of herself in front of houses. But here's where it gets wild. One night, I'm in the garage working on my project car, this 67 Mustang I've been restoring. Belinda comes out, all dressed up, saying she's got a twilight showing for some rich clients who can only view houses after dark. At 8:30 p.m. in Texas summer heat. Guys, trust me, that set off the what the fuck red flag. That night I couldn't sleep. I went to get water and saw her phone on the kitchen counter. The first time I'd seen it unattended in months. Now I'm not proud of what I did next, but something in my gut said to look. Her phone was unlocked. Rookie mistake. The Instagram DMs were right there. This dude named Henry, profile picture looking like a wannabe Hemsworth brother, had been messaging her for months. Let me read you some of these messages. Henry, that empty house on Pine Street was perfect today. Belinda, can't stop thinking about it. Or you, Henry, tomorrow, I've got a gym consultation at 2. Belinda, I'll pretend to set up a showing. Henry, still taste you on my lips. Belinda, stop. You're making me blush in front of clients. But wait, it gets better. This fool was sending her shirtless gym pics, and she was sending back, well, let's just say, those were not the kind of photos you'd send to a client. They had this whole system worked out. He'd pretend to be interested in buying houses, and she'd set up these showings that were fake. I wanted to wake her up right then and there. But I remembered what my dad always said, when you're angry, sleep on it. So I did. For 2 weeks straight, I slept next to someone I didn't even recognize anymore. During those 2 weeks, I turned into freaking Sherlock Holmes. I made copies of everything, set up a separate bank account, installed a GPS tracker on her car. Illegal, I know, but I didn't give a crap. Then I hired this PI named Frank, ex-military dude who looked like Santa Claus, but moved like a ninja. Our first meeting was at this dingy diner off Highway 35. He ordered black coffee and apple pie while I showed him the evidence I had. "Son," he said, "I've been doing this 30 years. Your wife's sloppy. We'll have everything you need in a week." Frank followed Belinda to these house showings and got everything on camera. And guess what? Henry wasn't the only one. There was this doctor named Steve she met at an open house. Frank got pictures of them at hotels, restaurants, even making out in the doctor's Mercedes at a Walmart parking lot. Classy. The photos Frank got, man. Let's just say Belinda wasn't discussing square footage in those empty houses. Here's where it gets even crazier. Remember that food truck where we met? Turns out she was meeting Henry there for lunch dates. Same spot where I proposed. That hit me really hard. I had everything ready to go. Lawyer consulted, evidence organized, new apartment leased. But then Belinda threw me a curveball. She announced she was planning this huge surprise party for our anniversary. Started inviting people, ordering decorations, the whole 9 yards. She was planning this party while sleeping with 2 different dudes. The audacity, right? The day before the supposed party, while she was setting up decorations, she was actually with Henry. I moved all her stuff to her mom's house, left everything neatly packed with a note. "Hope Henry and Steve were worth it. The lawyer will contact you Monday." Her reaction? Epic. First came the crying voicemails. "Baby, please, it's not what you think." Then angry texts. "How dare you go through my phone?" Then her mom showed up at my office, screaming about how I was making a huge mistake. Her dad, who used to love me, threatened to ruin my business. But here's the thing about evidence. It shuts people up real quick. One email with those Instagram screenshots to her family, and suddenly everyone got real quiet, especially when they saw the Mercedes Steve the doctor had been driving and being tagged in those photos with Belinda, even had the tag number of his Mercedes. The divorce was clean. I didn't own anything. My dad did. He put everything in a trust for me. She tried claiming I invaded her privacy by looking at her phone. Judge literally laughed at that one. Her lawyer looked like he wanted to crawl under the table when we presented the evidence. It's been 8 months now. Last I heard, Henry's wife found out and left him. Plot twist. He was married with 4 kids. Belinda tried to get back with Steve the doctor, but turns out he was just using her to make his ex jealous. Now she's posting cryptic quotes about karma and healing on Instagram. The best part, she's still trying to sell houses on Instagram, but now all the comments are from people who know what happened. Is this a single or double occupancy showing? Brutal. Well, in my case, I'm doing better. Threw myself into work, got back into the gym, and started restoring another Mustang. My friends have been amazing. Even set me up with a therapist who specializes in infidelity trauma. Sometimes I miss the life we had, but then I remember those messages and I know I made the right call. The other day, I went back to that food truck festival, ordered 3 tacos, made them all different from what Belinda had back then. Sometimes the best endings aren't what we planned. So, Reddit, what do you think? Was I wrong for not giving her a chance to explain? Should I have confronted her differently? Yep, this was a crazy story. As I have said before, social media has been the kryptonite for so many relationships. Social media can help grow followers and possibly your business, but in some cases, some people lack the discipline to use it for just that. Thanks for listening to another crazy story. Don't forget to hit the like button.